Hello everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. So, as we know, for the last few months, our life has changed drastically due to this COVID 19 situation. And we are solving the problems on our own, whether it's related to carpentry or appliance fixes, without involving some other agent unless it is very important, though. And similarly, we also face some challenges, and we have developed an IoT system to monitor our plant's health in real time. And through this talk, we will take you back to our problem that we faced, and we will tell you what inspired us to build this and how we overcome this challenge. So, while lockdown started, we both tends to follow a balanced routine and chose gardening as a hobby. However, we were not able to maintain the balance for a long time, and our plant tends to suffer. And frankly speaking, in such tough time, it was not easy at all for us to overcome this situation. So let me take you to the conversation which we had and how did we use technology to help us solve the problem of maintaining plant life. Hey, good morning, Salil. How are you feeling now? Yesterday you sounded really low.
Good morning, Aman. I'm good now, but I was little worried about my plants. Do you remember? I requested you to share your thoughts that how are you managing time for maintaining plants.
I do remember, bro, but the situation is kind of the same for me too.
I'm really disturbed as I have been through tough times. Life is getting easier and my plants are suffering. Initially, it was all good. I was able to devote time and take care of my plants. However, down the months, things had changed.
Hmm. Really, we need to be more responsible for maintaining the health of plants. As gardening is very relaxing hobby and it improves our health overall.
Yes, Aman. Despite knowing the fact that the plants provide enormous benefits, I tend to procrastinate things. I do remember whenever I used to sit in my balcony and look at them, they gave me peace and relaxes my mind.
Do you know what's the exact reason your plants are suffering? I mean, did you get a chance to learn research about it?
Why the leaf is drying up due to overheating or irregularly watering them is causing damage to roots. Apart from work, we need to manage daily activities too on our own. Sometimes I forget to water them in the day, and when it comes up in my mind to water them, it's too late.
Correct, Salil. We tend to ignore essential things and keep on working toward fulfill our daily goals. And definitely, you must avoid watering them during late evenings, especially in winters, as water doesn't dry quickly, impact plant root directly.
Absolutely, Aman. I'm not sure where I go to buy some time for my hobbies. I felt stuck in a similar routine for quite a while now.
This is funny. Every one of us has 24 hours. So why don't you try out alternative, for example, like keeping a gardener to look after them, or maybe some reminder on your phone?
I thought of appointing a gardener, however, due to strict lockdown norms, the plan was cancelled. Secondly, maintaining manual reminders is a great hassle.
Oh my God, when this 2020 will stop giving us surprises?
Do you think we can try out creating a system that could provide us alerts on the basis of parameters that are essential for plants, especially temperature, humidity, and moisture?
Uh, Let me think. Yeah, I can recall one of the references which we can implement as a solution to our problem. We can build an IoT based system that can monitor and provide alerts on a timely basis. Here, what the SpaceX team has utilized JavaScript to build the Dragon 2 flight interface. And if they can, why can't we?
Roger that. Seems like IoT is a solution to the problem then. This seems really interesting to me to build and manage our own system. Hey, just wait. Did you say what? JavaScript and sensors?
Yes, you heard it right, Salim. IoT and JavaScript can help us in solving the problem permanently.
Great. Yes, I got your point. Despite having features to monitor on parameters, with JavaScript we can build our own system to manage record parameters and provide real-time alerts. It will be a long-lasting solution. Before talking about UI, I want to know about the insights on the overall architecture.
So, according to me, the architecture will be straightforward and the big picture will look like this. We will use the Arduino based chip that will fit it in the flower pot with required sensors. The sensors will record the data and the embedded JavaScript on the Arduino chip will translate this sensor data into the meaningful JSON format, which will send to the node server via the APIs. And after that, the data will be stored into the database, as well as it will be transmitted to the UI at the same time via the node APIs. So this is how we will able to achieve real-time data transmission. And the stored data for the plant's profile historical view can be retrieved on the UI when and where it is required. So we will have some API that will communicate in real time and some APIs that will use to show past data.
This is really nice to have mix of the API for real-time and on-demand fetch. Also, I understand that the sensors are the heart of the system. I'm keen on understanding what are the sensors we need to record the moisture contained in the soil, current temperature, and humidity.
Yeah, so order to record soil moisture, we can utilize soil moisture sensor. And for record the humidity and temperature, we need to use digital humidity and temperature sensor. So Salil, you can take this as the Arduino chip will act as a microcontroller that will control the data flow from the sensors.
This reminded me of the lecture from my sixth semester of an engineering degree on microcontrollers. How sensors were communicating to the chip, I can recall many interesting diagrams related to this. I was wondering, Aman, what would be in our case then?
If I tell you both sensors give data in different formats, the soil moisture sensor provide analog data and the DHT sensor provides data in digital format. And additionally, sensor must be supplied with a power supply of 5 volt each from the microcontroller. And due to such low power requirement, we can't connect it to the external source. The circuit will be completed by connecting the ports of the sensor to the port of the microcontroller respective. So did you get what I'm telling you, Salil?
Absolutely, I got the context of this. The ports on the microcontroller take a very important role when this complete circuit is connected, especially what you refer to power supply ports to obtain an optimum supply and pass on the data to the controller. However, can you elaborate on where the JavaScript comes into the picture?
Yeah, so as I already stated that analog and digital data from sensors is being passed on to the controller to process. And it becomes very vital for us to process this data into consumable form such that we can store and transmit between the layers easily. And this is the reason JavaScript comes handy to translate machine data into JSON format from each sensor.
Frankly speaking, Aman, a task like this is not just a daily work. It's challenging and interesting at the same time. What we are doing now with JavaScript is completely different. The information which we have collected so far comes really handy to design an E2E system.
Yeah, so far so good. Don't to put things to an end. You know, every system is incomplete without UI, and it's important to discuss that aspects as well. So, what do you think? How we can build UI around this?
Totally agree. Designing the UI is equally important in the applications as it is to design and manage the data flow.
Yeah, so do keep in mind the info that we have gathered from the sensors must be present upfront, else it is of no use. And I would recommend the information must be presented crisply.
To present the information, we can have a dashboard that will show the plant name with current conditions of temperature, humidity, and moisture. In addition to this, there can be an option to show plant profile where all the thresholds must be indicated for a user to refer. There can be a graphical view of past history showing up trends. This can be helpful to learn more about the conditions impacting the plant.
Yeah, nicely explained. So you refer to maintaining plants profile. How will you manage the plants profile and parameter for each kind?
Yet we can utilize any open source API which provides plant information and the parameters which we need to manage in our system to maintain their health. For managing plants in the real time, there must be an option to add plants from the UI directly and store info for managing alerts.
Yeah, these are must-have features. However, I was wondering this will be very problematic for a user to every time log in into the web to see it. Don't you think the same?
You are reading my mind. I agreed. And in order to solve this, we can take the power of PWA, which will help us to install this as a web app on our mobile phones.
Spot on. I was thinking in the same direction. So this will help us in notifying users from time to time too.
Exactly. Our application is heavily dependent on alerts. We have to generate both system level and in app alerts. Most of the time, the user will be away from using the app. In such scenarios, we need to generate alerts and push notifications to the devices. Secondly, there are the chances that the thresholds are meeting up while we are using the app. For such scenarios, the alert must be generated inside the app to notify the user.
So this is a good takeaway for any web app to notify users from time to time and bring them back in. So according to me, we need to give equal importance to a mobile screen as well, because the majority of the time we will be using this app on our mobile phones.
Yes, Aman. We need to present the same experience and information in optimized respect to the user. The mobile screens take more weight over here. We need to be very particular to handle our code efficiently. In addition to this, it must include features similar to the native app as well.
When you tell me that it must behave similarly to native apps, do you know background sync and offline support becomes very powerful?
Definitely. There are many use cases to these features, especially the dashboard must present up-to-date information whenever we logged in back. Background sync will come handy in such scenarios. In the future, offline supports come very helpful when I'm traveling and there could be network outages. I can still use the app with the dashboard sync to the last checkpoint to learn about what is the environmental conditions around the plant and take corresponding actions whenever required.
Yeah, really optimistic about the future for travel. I love to hear that. Okay, that's it. Hope you guys have enjoyed our conversation. So let me sum up what we have covered so far. So we have used an Arduino chip to control sensors and record their data. And then data has been translated from the raw form to its meaningful JSON and then transmitted to the node server via the APIs. And after that, data is stored on the database and utilized by the API as and when it is required. So at the last, the PWA further added the value to see the info and alerts in real time.
This conversation not only motivated us to think critically but also inspired us to implement the solution.
Here you will find the artifacts and references related to the implementation, and I thank each one of you to hear us.
Thanks, Aman. I thank the audience to hear us patiently and kept motivating us throughout our talk. The stage is open for questions now.
Thank you.